Hey everybody, welcome back to my messy bench. Something a little different, some guitar related stuff today. So I just ordered this off of Amazon. It's the Ghostfire pedal board. I haven't even looked at it yet. I just came in the mail today. So initial impression, very nice case. So this was $40, $42, something like that. I can look up the exact price. I'll put a link in the video. So very nice case. Nice, padded, well packed. I don't really play outside of the house anymore, so I don't know how much it's going to get used. But I've been looking for a way to organize the pedals I have. Kind of drag them all around the floor right now. It doesn't work too well. Wow. So didn't realize in the pictures on Amazon that it actually comes with the Velcro already on it. That's very nice. And the Velcro on the bottom. Some nice legs here. And boom. Pretty good size as well. It did come with some Velcro straps, some little tiny zip ties, some other goodies in here, some bigger zip ties. I brought my own as well out of the shop. And it came with the Velcro for the pedals. So very handy. Looking forward to playing with this. I do have a variety of patch cables. For the pedals of the same size, I like to use these little guys. Now, as far as the pedals go, we'll change sides here. I, over the years, have had all kinds of different guitar equipment. Some expensive, some not. This little guy here, which with the broken latch, I've actually had for probably 25, 30 years, at least. It's been through the ringer, back. Yeah, don't even remember where I got it. So, I'm gonna play with some layout here. Now, these guys that are all the same, these are the Behringer pedals. Behringer are plastic body copies of high-end pedals. This is a copy of the Ibanez Tube Screamer. The TS8 is the T0800. Sounds very close. Very, very, very close. For, roughly 25 to 30 bucks, depending on where you pick them up. Now, if you are playing in a very active, rock band, you're on stage, you're beating on your equipment, I don't suggest these. They're plastic bodies. They won't hold up over time. However, if you're like me, you play at home, play for fun, you're not out abusing your equipment, or maybe the type of music you play, you're not abusing your equipment. These things are great. I don't know how well they'll last. I've had a couple of these for about 6 months now. Sound-wise, they're excellent. They're a fraction of the price for an almost identical sound. If you have a kid who wants to learn and they're like, oh, my favorite guitar player uses this Ibanez. Bingo. Pretty good. So I'm just going to play around the layout a little bit. This is the other end of the scale. This guy was not cheap. I've had this for a very long time as well. I actually bought this when it first came out. Good old Zakk Wylde overdrive. For someone who plays heavy rock, this is not a very strong distortion as far as overdrive goes. However, it has a great tone to it. I tend to use it with the gain very low, just for a little bit of breakup, and then I'll pair it with some of these other pedals. It's nice. Brings your mids and highs up really well. Old school Digitech Hothead distortion. Another one I've had for years. Couldn't tell you where I got it. Very, very loud distortion. Another example, Amazon specials. I don't remember which company made this. I would have to look it up. However, a lot of these Amazon pedals are very inexpensive and very nice. This is a great little compressor. It's a little bright, but that's fine for a compressor. And it is a metal case. Some of the products that are coming out of China, Korea, Indonesia, those places right now are phenomenal. It's amazing the quality that has come up. The guitars coming out of those areas right now, Harley Benton and some of these others, they're unbelievable. Great equipment for a very inexpensive price. And another one that I saw on actually a couple of other YouTube channels. the little Clefley noise gate. It's exactly what it says. It's a cute little guy, isn't it? Such a cute little feller. Anyway, just a basic noise gate. Works great. Not really much to say about it. Metal body, nice and small, and does exactly what it says it's going to do. Not sure how they're going to get laid out on here. Don't know if I'm going to use all of them or not. I do have a wah pedal that gets added as well, but it does not take a power supply. So it's an old school Vox, and it's battery only. It's going to get replaced here pretty soon because I want something that can run off the same power supply as the rest of these. All right, so there's the basic pedal. I will put the Velcro, add everything together, and then we'll come back to the pedal once I start assembling it. We're going to slide it out of the way real quick. I also picked up this guy. Donner is one of the many companies selling pedals of all different types on Amazon. Reviews across the board have been great for their products. So this is a power supply for that pedal. It's going to get mounted up underneath it. You have separate outputs for each. And it does come with all the cables, which is very nice. And of course your power supply. This is going to get mounted up on the bottom of that, secured probably with a couple of zip ties. And it is supposed to have like a hum canceling circuitry built into it. So it should count. I live in an old house. I get a lot of buzz and hum from the ground and the wall. Not necessarily my guitars or my pedals, but it's coming through the walls. It doesn't matter what equipment I use, it all has it. So I will start busting out the Velcro, cutting, pasting, gluing, copying, and we'll come back and take a look once I get it all ready. All right, a wee little time lapse there. Just kidding, time jump. So, pretty straightforward. Power supply comes in, over, it's zip tied here. Come over, join up, zip tie, come over, join up. That's just to keep the cables neat. I use these guys where I'm out of those, and I'll zip tie them together so that they kind of create a loop. And that's the same thing. That's just to keep everything neat and clean and out of the way. If you're new to pedals, the order of stuff kind of does matter. I'm not really sure why. It has something to do with the signal, and people much smarter than me have told me that. The fuzz apparently is always supposed to be first. Honest with you, I never use it. I don't even know why I have it on here. I need to just learn to like it, I think. So these are all in place. They've got the Velcro on the bottom already, as we can see here on the little guy. And with this guy, because he's so small, I'm thinking I may actually put him on the side. He's also the last in line. And he pretty much stays on most of the time, so he may go up here out of the way. The compressor, for now, is going to go over here. I do plan on filling in some other pedals as we go. I think the trusty old Boss Overdrive may not make it onto this board. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to. But I will probably end up swapping this guy out. And if I do, he'll go in here in his place. So, power supply is not run on it is run on this one. It's tied in right here. This guy is not. So these are the little power leads that came with it. We're going to unhook you here. Right into the back on there. And underneath. You can see these are underneath. You can kind of see it tucked away down here. The power distribution block is attached to the bottom with Velcro and a zip tie just to be safe. I will bundle these guys up and attach them later on. I may run them along the inside of the board to take up space. I haven't really decided yet. Probably should have figured that out first, but you know. I build models and I do hobbies kind of the same way with everything. Throw it out there, have an idea, and just wing it and see what comes out. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it is not. So, we have a couple more of these guys here. Also need to link this guy to this guy. And I don't think that my patch cables are going to be long enough. And they're not. So, I'm gonna run to the drawer of doom over here and see if I have a longer cable. All right, back from the drawer of doom. Couple patch cables that I've had laying around for 500 years, it seems. And we'll see if that's going to be long enough. It's going to be close. Well, look at that. That actually worked. Every now and then, I get lucky. And that was a get lucky. All right. Gonna loopy loop this guy. I don't want to pinch off the wires on the inside, so I'll make sure come down far enough to loop it together where it stays nice and neat and out of the way. There we go. All right, once more, looping back through with everything else down here. There's another power cable. And finally, one more for this guy. I believe this board came with enough for 10. The distribution board does do 10, so I have 2 more. I need to get some kind of crazy effect to go in here. Actually, what will probably be added next is a digital delay of some type. The amp I'm currently using right now has a digital delay in it. It's a line 6, but I'm itching for a new amp, so the line 6 at some point will go away. I'll go back to a tube amp. My PV tube amp has an issue, so I'm not using it right now. I am kind of eyeballing a Bugera vintage style tube amp. The reviews are good. It's the type of sound that I like. I tend to play a lot of blues, so it's perfect. All right. Now, just to make all the pedal people really, really cringe, I'm gonna flip this whole thing over and set these pedals on their faces. Because I need to clean up the backside of this. So, these guys are looped together, as you can see. These guys are not, but I want to keep them neat. So I'm gonna come into about here. Sorry if I'm yelling in the phone, it's right next to my head. We'll come in over here and we'll tighten these guys up and throw a zip tie on it. Zip ties and Velcro, they are your hobby's best friend. At least if you do any kind of RC stuff, for sure. That's where all these are from, is the RC boats, which don't have any videos yet, but will pretty soon. I have one that I'll share some pictures in a video and some of the current work as I finish out all the detail work on it. All right. We have the power supply incoming right here. So I'm just plugging it in so I'll make sure I'm cleared and out of the way with all my space. Now, I'm going to divide these out. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. That is these 4. Now, how I'm going to handle this, I really don't know. Really don't know. Leaning more and more towards something along these lines. There were some goodies back here that I didn't even look at. These appear to be maybe cord keepers of some type. There was no instructions, by the way. So, I don't actually know what this is. If somebody knows, comment down there for me, because I'm not real sure. All right, and there's some Velcro straps, which is what I think I'm going to use on this. So we're going to bundle where it's nice and tight, double them back over, and wrap with Velcro. This should keep everything out of the way. This side over here, I'm actually gonna little tiny zip it, little micro zippies. And then the same thing. I went the opposite with that pedal. Look at that. You guys didn't even catch that. I didn't either. Everything else is run the other way. So we have an odd duck in the whole bunch here. I think it'll still be okay. Hopefully. If not, we'll have to cut it out and swap it. I'm sure it's the one that goes to the Clefley, and it is. Actually, we'll do that right now. Nothing like doing your work twice. How's that saying go? Measure twice, cuss once? Or measure once, cuss twice? All right. Pull that guy out. Switch a Maruski. We'll just move these down. We're going to slide him in there. And we'll come back over. Up and around. Stand this guy up. I think we're going to come out from underneath. There we go. Now, like I said, this board is portable, has a very nice case. I don't plan on traveling. It's been quite a few years since I've played outside of the home. Maybe one of these days. And if that time comes, this thing will be easy to move. We used to have family music get-togethers, but it's been a long time, and everybody's moved and moved on and done different things with their lives. All right, we have another Velcro strap, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to double that over and Velcro strap it. It'd probably be nice if I did some music in the background for some of these videos, huh? Okay. We're going to flip it back. And there we go. Ready to rock. Ready to clean up my mess. Like I said, still have cables enough for 2 more pedals. Delay, maybe something fun in there. I don't know. This would be my pure distortion. The pedals are not set right now either, so don't look at my settings. The tube overdrive, I do usually run it with the drive about halfway. So that is pretty close to where it's at. I'll have to equalize the levels out again. The tube amp is a pedal that has a lot of diversity, but it's a little difficult to get dialed in. So I'm still playing with that one. Same with the fuzz. The MXR usually will run right there, all the way up. Tone backed off just a hair, and there we go. The humbucker guitars love this pedal. It sounds so good with them. Compressor, the hothead I'll play with later. That's it. So there we go. That is the Ghostfire. I will link it in the description, as well as I'll link the Behringer store in there as well. I do get these off Amazon. There's some great videos on YouTube about Behringer and their process, their thought process behind everything they do. Very impressed with these pedals. You just can't beat a nice vintage tube overdrive for like 25 bucks. Just awesome. That's it. You guys have an awesome day, and I get to go to work. So have fun. We'll be back out in the hobby room for the next video. Have an awesome night, guys.